What's going on, guys? Ryan with Jedha Patrol back. Another video, and today we're going to take a look at the new T800 Terminator from Terminator 2. Super excited for this one. Let's get to it. All right, guys, I know I've been MIA for a little bit, but that's okay. Everybody needs a break every now and again. And honestly, it's been kind of peaceful. I've been working around the house, been working in the yard. We got goats, we got animals, we got businesses to run, all that kind of stuff. And sometimes YouTube just don't come first. And that's okay. So just a couple things going on. Yes, I am working on my 89 Batmobile video from Jazz Inc. Dioramas. Super excited for that. In fact, if you stay towards the end of the video, I will give you a sneak peek of something I worked on this weekend at 4 a.m. in the morning, getting up to work on content for you guys. So just at the end of the video, you can take a look at it. We've got Obi-Wan, which has just arrived from Pop Collectibles. So super excited about that one. What else? The Return of the Jedi Vader, which is sitting right here. And I've almost finished that video, so stay tuned for that one. Thrawn's here as well, and some other things. So it's just lots of stuff going on. I have not been slacking. I just haven't been uploading any content. So stay tuned for content sometime in the year of 2024. Now, people have asked me, what's going on with the collection tour. And honestly, it'll probably be around Christmas time before you see anything from me on that respect. So if you're asking that question in the comment section, there's the answer to that. But today we're going to take a look at the T800 Terminator, and I think it looks pretty sick. So I've got photos from it on display at Secret Base. I also have the blogger photos, so stay tuned we'll go through that. I think we'll start with the Secret Base photos so we can see what it looks like on display at first hand, and then we'll get into like the blogger photos and get into that. So let me know your thoughts on what you're going to be picking up as far as recent additions. I will do a separate video on the gold Batman Beyond and the Batgirl or Batwoman. I can't remember what she is. But anyways, I'll separate video on that. But let's go ahead and get into this. And again, thanks Pop Collectibles for getting photos for me. Otherwise, I wouldn't have them. So here we go. T800. I was getting ready to say Iron Man, but it's clearly not an Iron Man. Oh my goodness, friggin' Terminator. Now, if you have the previous version of this, it came out a long time ago, and it still goes for crazy money, at least prior to this announcement. Still goes for crazy money because it was a freaking good figure. And if you had it in your collection, I'm sure you've enjoyed it for all these years, and you've had the opportunity to enjoy it, while those of us who don't have it have not. But here's on display Secret Base. You got this like diorama base going on there from the final scene at the end of T2. And then you've got the two head sculpts. He's got jackets going on here, and we're going to get into this. So let's go ahead and go through some of these photos. So this is what it's going to look like on display. There's some interesting parts about this. That one's a little blurry. About the chest armor. All right, well, I say armor, but the chest battle damage of this guy. And this is what I'm talking about. So in here, look at this. Boom. Look, these are great photos. Got some flesh going on there. We got some blood splatter going on. It got this, the innard armor, or endoskeleton, I guess, if you will. It's not an exoskeleton. It's an endoskeleton for those keeping track of there. And that looks pretty sick. The way they've painted the skin texture, I think that looks pretty sick. Bullet holes all in the jacket, blood splattered everywhere. The shirt's torn. It just looks quite good. So I'm pretty pleased with like this first impressions of what the battle damage stuff's going to look like on the chest plate. And then we've got the arm, which it does have a switch out arm. But look at this. I mean, they've gone all out with like the blood. It's not really blood though. It's hydraulic fluids of what's going on here, and it looks fantastic. It does. And here's the jacket, the torn jacket and tattered edges and everything. I mean, they did a really good job on the battle damage parts, I think. And I've seen T2, I don't know how many times. It's been quite a few times. But this looks pretty good to me. Now, I've never owned the previous figure. I have seen it, but I've never owned it or manipulated it, posed it. So I'm not sure what all we're going to run into with that. With those of you who have it, you can let me know. I know the major complaint has been pleather flaking. Like that's been the thing. More blood or hydraulic. I don't keep saying blood, but I guess it was kind of blood. He had skin. He had skin over the endoskeleton. It's like, it's blood. But let me know your thoughts on like posability and whatnot. But the flaking of the pleatherish materials is definitely the number one fail of this guy. Sawed off shock. I mean, just come on, grenade launcher. This thing's. I mean, now you're going to get 2 jackets, which I thought was very interesting. One with a missing arm and one without, so you can decide which one you want to display. This is, obviously, they have the one with the battle damage arm on display, and then they've got this little guy, the other jacket orange, which is interesting. I don't think the other figure came with 2 jackets. I could be wrong. We got some grenade shells going on there, cartridges. Those are looking pretty good. Some are more battle damaged and weathered than others. I'm thinking this one guy, they forgot to paint him, or is he supposed to look like that? I don't know. But here you go. Just switch out arm, seamless arm, which is going to be great. I will probably use that. To be determined. I don't really know what I'm going to use with it. But look at the gloves with the endoskeleton kind of poking through the gloves, the way they're painted in there. It looks like they went all out on this guy, and the detail on it looks fantastic. I definitely think when we get to the head sculpts, I think they look pretty sick too. Grenade launcher there. I love this one. That was a good scene, but I digress. So we got some rifles. We've got the T800 battle damage version on the plate back there on the display that lights up, which looks pretty sick. Again, from the end of the film, looks like it's going to look pretty cool. And hopefully it doesn't take up too much space. Like that would be a thing too. But we got a rifle here. We got guaranteed to be USB-C plug-in. That's going to be nice. And it looks like they got the little lava, or not lava, I guess it was kind of lava, it was melted steel and metal and whatever else, magma, from the final scenes of this film. But it looks pretty sick. I love that. And now we're getting into the head sculpts. Now, the previous head sculpt, I think, still holds up today. If you have the previous version and you're happy with it, I really don't see much of a reason to upgrade. I think this is for those of us who don't have it, or maybe you want a new jacket because yours peeled or something. Maybe there's a reason. I don't know. But I think the previous one actually holds up. I do think this one's better. I think it's obviously improved paint applications, improved sculpts and everything. I think it's better. But with everything Hot Toys is dropping or announcing, if you already have this figure and you enjoy it, maybe you don't need it. But who am I to say, right? So split neck and head combo here. You can see, if I can zoom in here, split neck. We got a little paint, skin tone difference going on there. That doesn't bother me too much, and because we got lighting and kind of playing around, so I think it's going to be okay. We got some shadows messing with us. But look at the endoskeleton eye and the head. I mean, I think it translates very well. And like I said, if you got the previous version, I think that one's pretty good still. It's like having the previous version is like having it in like 1080p, and this is more like 4K. And some people will take note of that. Some people won't. My wife is notorious for not really caring about 4K or whatever. She says 1080p is just fine for her. And then those of us who really like films, it's just different. But this one looks pretty good. This is the other faceplate. I don't know. I'm more apt to use the one that they've decided to use with more of the endoskeleton showing. I think I would be more apt to use that one. But this one's pretty cool too. Which that also begs the question, like, we're getting a battle damage version, or we're going to get a clean version? I mean, look at this paint app. This is what I'm talking about with going into 4K. It just looks good. I mean, look at the paint applications. It just looks good. Lost track of my thought there, but what I was trying to say. I think either one of these, I think you're going to be happy with, whichever, if you have the original or you have this one. I think it's pretty good looking. Yeah, I'm a fan. Now, we should get to the blogger photos. Now, the blogger photos, they got more lighting. This is Photoshopped, all that kind of stuff. We got different backgrounds to make it look awesome. And that's cool and all. But I think with the light up eye, which they definitely didn't have on display here, looks pretty cool. Is that going to be battery powered, pain in the butt? You know it. You know it is. You're going to need some fusion reactors to keep that thing lit up, because I think it makes sense to have it lit up. But all of this looks great. It's got the pole, LED light up eyes, and separate rolling eyeball. Just one. on the top one, and then obviously 2 on the bottom one. I think this is my preferred sculpt. The diorama backdrop's pretty cool. I like that it lights up, gives that little red glow from underneath. I think that's a win. It actually makes sense in this case. But overall, I think this is an absolute win. It's pricey, but way less expensive than the previous version on the aftermarket, which came out however many years ago. Diorama backdrop looks great. I mean, it just does. But what I was saying is we're going to get some other versions of this guy. We're going to get, just different characters. I mean, a John Connor would be pretty sick, right? That would be. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just babbling here. But here's what the cool part about that we didn't have in the other photos: genuine leather clothing. Right. So I was mentioning earlier that the number one complaint for the previous figure was pleather, jackets failing, and just being a complete nightmare, and people having to go aftermarket and spend a lot of people will spend the price of a figure to replace the jacket to get rid of the flake. And I totally understand it. I mean, I do. If you're making these one at a time and you're a craftsman and you're a maker, I guess, if you will, and you take the hours and hours it takes to make one of these, I'd charge a lot of money for it too. But Hot Toys has been nice. They're going to make gazillions of these, and it's going to have the proper scaled zippers and everything. It's just going to be great. And it's going to be real leather on both versions. So they've saved us quite a bit of money. I'm pretty happy with that one. Two styles of battle damage head sculpt. And here we go. So 2 heads, light up eyes, battle damage arms, switch out arms, diorama backdrops. We've got all kinds of weapons. We've got blood. We've got hydraulic fluids. It just looks awesome. So I will be getting this. I don't know where it's going to go in the display because I don't have anything else for it to go with. I don't have like the other what was it, the T1000? I don't have that. Although that would be pretty sick if they released some of those. That would be like the next one to do. An updated, that would be pretty sick. I mean, it's from the same film, right? I don't know. Either way, I digress. Now, I promised you guys if you stayed to the end of the video, I would give you a little sneak peek of what I was working on this weekend. So roll that beautiful beam footage. And just like that, I think you guys are going to be very pleased when it comes out with the Batmobile video. I'm trying not to do anything just super boring. You've all seen test batch stuff. You've seen other live streams and ad nauseum about this thing. What I'm going to try and do is show you what my thoughts are on this vehicle. And I'm taking my time with it because honestly, what's the rush? It's fine. It's going to be beautiful. So hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Are you going to be getting the 89 Batmobile? Are you getting Return of the Jedi Vader? Are you going to get the T800? Are you going to get Thrawn? Are you going to get something else like the gold Batman? Either way. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, collect what you like. See you next time.